Are you ready for your mommy makeover?
Yes, I am.
I think he really scored because I don't need. Mom's the word. Hi everyone, welcome to Mom's the Word. Let's go. Hi everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Mom's the Word, brought to you by CaribbeanMoms.com and supported by Courts, Suzuki from Lifestyle Motors, and Takeout Cocktails. This is a show inspired by you and the things that you talk about, care about, laugh about, and even cry about. It's the things you've told us on CaribbeanMoms.com, the questions you've asked, the advice you've shared. It's a show by moms, for moms, and today I'm joined by two moms, two awesome Trini moms. My co-host, Niki Rodrigues, and our special guest, Ashley Marie Sweet. So, we have a packed show for you today. Later on, we have Ask a Mom, where we'll discuss one of the letters sent in by our CaribbeanMoms.com community and see where we can help them solve a problem. We'll also reveal our winner of the Champion Mom promotion and see a spectacular mommy makeover happen before our eyes. But first up, it's What's Going On, Mom? So Niki, for those who don't know you, you are a mom of 8 children. Shocker.
Yeah. An interior redesigner. And not only do you have 8 children, but you homeschool them.
Yay!
Wow! With all those different hats you wear, how do you do it all?
As I always tell people, infinite and copious amounts of grace. Because without it, I don't know how I get through any given day. When you add entrepreneurship and everything into the mix, it really is quite a bit. But proper planning and organizing helps, does go a very, very long way. I have to. Things do fall through the cracks. I'm not telling you here that I'm perfect. I'm not. Hello, I'm not. But I have to be super organized. And then because I also have my husband in the picture, he's a support as well. But one of the things I had to realize from early on was that this life and this portion that I'm living right now, it's a season. And our children are only given to us for a very short space of time. In no time, it's like, and they've grown up, right?
Yeah,
because I have 4, and then I have a break, and then I have another 4.
Yeah.
And the older 4, I remember when they were the ages of the little ones right now. And now they're in their 20s. And I'm like, what just happened here?
Yes.
You know, so it's very easy to lose yourself in the mix with everything that we have to do as women and as moms, being wives, being moms, being, I mean, the working moms, the single working moms, you guys are the real MVPs. Hello.
Thank you for saying that, Niki.
I honestly don't know how you all do it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have all these hats, to juggle all these things. If you have a spouse in the picture, you have support.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it on your own, you have to work your 9 to 5 and then still come home and do your work
Yeah.
in the house.
You literally wake up in the morning,
24/7
roll over,
job.
and reach for your
24/7.
cape and put it on.
That's right. That's
And you
right.
just go with it. But how are you handling it, Ashley? Because you have a 1-year-old now, right?
Yeah, but I definitely rely on my mom a lot for help. So you know how people say it takes a village? It does for me, because my partner has a very demanding job, so it's basically just me taking on a lot of the caretaking. So I lean on my mom a lot for that support as well.
Yeah.
And that's brave of you to say that. I mean, I remember when I had my first 10 years ago, it was almost expected that this is your responsibility. And my husband at the time was traveling a lot. I mean, when he was home, he would help out a lot. But when he was gone, I had placed it on myself. I'm not saying anyone else did, or even society did. Maybe there was a little bit of society there without me knowing. But I really felt as though this was my responsibility. And she suffered from acid reflux as a baby, so she did not sleep for longer than 30 minutes, day or night.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So I was literally a zombie, and I got to the point where I mean, I was never diagnosed, but I really thought that I had postpartum depression when I look back,
Yeah.
right? I mean, just anxiety and talking to people, venturing outside of my house, because it was just her and I, right? So, I mean, hats off for being able to say, I need help, and raising your hand and calling on your village. But another part of self-care would be something that's almost considered
Frivolous.
frivolous.
Yes.
Yeah, superficial. I mean,
Yeah.
things like going to do your hair. I mean, go out and do your hair. Go and exercise. Go walk around the
Let me
savannah.
chime
Just
in
have
here
to
because
make
let me chime in here
Yeah.
because that was something I did not do. I figured that, well, this is my lot in life. I have these children, my husband and I, and so we have the responsible thing to do will be to just, you know, just neglect yourself almost at the behest of everything that was required of you. So you had, the one thing I did was my hair. I didn't play with I didn't play with my hair.
I mean, I could tell.
You got it, hair had to be done. But the nails and just want to get a little pedi and a little mani. You didn't do those
That
things
was me
because
for
you
the
figured,
first 3 months.
you
for
figured
sure.
it was, you know, it was frivolous and why would you do that? Even going out. And one of the things I would normally encourage other couples that will speak to my husband and I is don't forget to date.
Yes.
Definitely.
Don't lose yourself to the
Schedule
point
in
where you
those
forget.
date
Because
nights.
many marriages suffer on the altar of, well, we just had a baby.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there are marriages that suffered even on the altar of homeschooling.
Yeah.
Because everything became about that.
Well, I think it's important that you mention the word altar, because another part of it, I really believe in mind, body, spirit, right? So taking time for your mind, your body, and of course, spirit. And taking that alone time, I know that's hard to do.
Very.
That is hard
That's
to
why
get
I wake
that
up
alone
5
time.
o'clock in the morning and go to the gym.
Girl,
when everyone
because
is
it's
asleep.
your own
Yeah.
form of sanctity. It's it's your way of reconnecting with yourself. Who am I in all of this? Because no one prepares you for the whirlwind that is going to come when you become a mother.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, your body changes.
That's right.
The chemical reactions in your brain.
Hormonal
those
imbalances, you lose hair at the 5th month postpartum. I mean, everything
gain.
happens. Nobody tells you about these things. You know, you just say, oh, you pop the baby out, okay, and everything goes right with the word.
And everyone
No.
forgets
Yes.
about you. Don't
That's
forget
right.
that. Everyone just
So
cares
every
about
mom
the
that I
baby.
know,
Yes. That is a very good point.
Every mom that
Ashley.
I know,
Yes,
I try to
yes.
check on the mom as well, because
Yes.
everybody's about the
Yep.
baby.
Yes.
So like, how are you doing?
Yes.
Can I make you a meal, or
And
can
the
I
thing
buy you
is,
something?
We tend to make it actually funny, right? You know, we as
Yeah.
Trinis
Yeah.
love to make a
We don't
joke,
study
right?
anything, yeah.
We're not taking you on,
yeah.
baby,
Baby.
baby.
That's true. You shouldn't
Right?
be handing your baby over to
Yeah,
strangers
yeah.
anyway.
And I
But,
mean,
yeah.
it is funny in a sense,
Yeah.
but if it is such a really in a dark place, that can also make you feel a little
Rejected.
rejected, you know.
And cast
Because
aside.
nobody
Yeah.
cares about me. Everyone is studying the baby. you know?
Yeah. So I think it's really good that we're in an age and stage where we're recognizing, and I hope this is the message that we get across. I mean, thank you
Absolutely.
for bringing this topic to the table and get across to our audience that it really is important to take care of yourself. When you do that, you are a happier person, and that could only benefit your children. They are happier. Your husband, your home is just a happier place. So start with you, not necessarily in a selfish way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right? But in a way that you strike some sort of balance.
Balance. Yeah, it's all about balance.
I mean, even as Ashley said, she gets up a little earlier to go to the gym. I might get up a little earlier to spend time with the Lord, because that is where I get my
Yeah.
strength.
Yes.
You know, because we are a triune being, mind, body, spirit, you know, and soul. So we really do have to take care of all those facets of our existence.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, thank you for sharing that topic. We have lots more juicy stuff to come on Mom's the Word. Stay tuned. Mom's the Word is brought to you by Coats. So another thing I was thinking about recently was social media. Right? The role it plays in our day-to-day lives as moms and as a society. And the things you see versus what you don't see.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I know you might be a pro on this because, I mean, the younger audience is definitely a lot more tapped into social media, right? I tend
actually do
to
content creation,
visit.
so
Well, there we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
I mean, if you peep her page, I mean, you could tell you do content creation. Very nice. But, I mean, of course, in looking at your page, it's just so beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, everything is so well organized and it's happy.
Laid out.
And you are posing with
Perfect.
It's just
Curated.
everything is
It's
perfect.
curated.
Yeah. But what happens behind the scenes with the one-year-old is the question.
Absolute chaos. And I feel like on social media, people just tend to leave a lot of things out.
They show the
just
highlight reel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all the happy moments and all the perfect things that go on in your day-to-day life, but nobody shows the ruction that's be going on behind the scenes. I have a friend who, she is very open with those things too. So like, if her child, like the other day, she posted her child marked up on all of their cushions in the house, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do when my daughter reaches that age, because that is absolutely insane. She had to stay there scrubbing all the cushions, and her daughter's just like, Mommy, I'm sorry.
That makes good content though.
Yeah.
You know, my audience as well, they tend to say, oh my gosh, Niki, such inspirational people. And I say, yeah, these kids aren't perfect, you know. I have to keep reminding them of that. Now, I also understand. Now, I don't curate, I'm a content creator, but I don't curate content. I just happen to share snippets as we go along and go through life. I'm not about trying to curate things for an audience. But the thing about it is somehow, because I have so much and so many children, we have a lot of pretty positive things to share. But it doesn't mean that there isn't, you know, some negative or some things falling down or falling through the cracks as well. But on the flip side of that, I could also understand wanting to protect your privacy.
Yes.
Because if I have to show the negative things, I could bring my children into disrepute. I could make them feel bad. I could, because they're tiny humans as well.
Yeah.
So there is a fine line again. I'm all about balance. Yes, you share from time to time what will not be too damaging to their character, to their persons. Yes, let your audiences know as a content creator, or whatever the case may be, that listen, you're seeing this part, but we are not perfect.
And I feel that is part of our responsibility as content creators, as personalities in the public space, to be able to say, listen, this is what I want to show you.
To see,
Right? There's a whole lot happening in the background that you're not seeing, but
You're not privy to it.
Right. But that doesn't mean that what you're experiencing, whatever difficulties or challenges you're facing, is abnormal.
That's right.
I'm going through this as well. So let's not see that or think that what you're seeing is
exactly
my reality.
It's the
100% of
reality,
time.
yes,
That's right.
yes.
Somebody actually made a comment on my page once, and they said, you know, Niki, I see you smiling all the time. I look at your content. It's always so positive and so uplifting. You look like you don't have a care in the world, like you have no troubles. I said, girl.
If you only
Nothing further from the truth. Now, do I have somebody beating on me or mistreating me? No, I don't have that. But there are other ways that people go through different things. Just life. You know, so for example, one of the things, you know, I might be going through might be hatred from other women for different things. So those are things I have to deal with as well. But I wouldn't put that out there, but know that I have been through it and I could talk you through it. But it's not something I want to highlight because I really want to motivate and inspire as much as possible.
And on my end, I feel like I go through extreme exhaustion. You know, I literally wake up at 5 in the morning to see if it is that I could get that space, that quiet time with God as well. And then you go into, you know, the packing the lunch kits, the dressing for school and all of that. And then you go into the work day, and in between the work, you know, people messaging, what time is this, what time is that? And you have to appear on WhatsApp as well, because that's another medium that we have to balance.
That's right.
Right, after work, what film things do I have to do? You know, dinner, life admin. And by the time you're done, that could be around 10:30 in the night. And for me, I don't know about y'all, I mean, it feels very counterproductive, but at that point, I'm just like,
need a moment.
I need a moment.
You still need a moment.
Need to feel like
that's right.
me.
That's right.
And although you should go to sleep, It's
You
like I
need
just
that
need
time to
sit.
unwind.
Yeah.
Just to unwind alone with your thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just lie down on your phone scrolling and
Yes.
you watch your time and it's 2 o'clock in the
Yep.
morning.
1 o'clock sometimes, up to last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Knowing I had to be up early, so
And then the cycle happens all
just
over
catching
again.
back up with
lather,
everyone else.
rinse,
Yeah.
and repeat.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then you wake up in the morning and you just break down and cry from just absolute exhaustion and say,
That's right.
how do I fit it all in one day?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm guessing you'll go through the same thing.
Absolutely. I have learned now that I've been a mom for the past 23 years that if I can't get it done today, there's always tomorrow by God's grace. So I will leave it down. I will leave it. It has to be left. There was a time where I would get up in the morning.
Because I just want to get everything
you would get
done
up in the morning, you get the things done, and with a family, we are a family of 10. So there's always messes to be cleaned, and yes, you're training the children and stuff, but nobody could clean and stuff like you can. You know that. So you want things
You
in a
want it your
particular
way,
way.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there comes a time, for your sanity's sake, you leave it down.
Close your eyes.
There'll be dust again tomorrow. There'll be another dish or pot spoon in the sink. We let it go, and we let God, and we go to sleep.
And usually we don't pick up the phone at that time to take a picture.
That's right.
And be like, this is me,
This is
exhausted. Right.
Looking like
We don't do that.
Yes, no, we don't. But trust me, it happens.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if it is such, you know, you're feeling it, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
You know, and I think you know, it's important where we can to you know, perhaps share some of the harder moments.
And,
So
I
you
think,
know,
and I think all moms want to know that they are not alone.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, there's definitely a community of us. And thank you for making your presence known on CaribbeanMoms.com. Of course, everything that you have shared comes straight to us, and we are able to speak on the topics. So continue to visit the website, share with us, and we'll be right here to discuss it with you. So we'll be back with another topic. Stay tuned. Mom's the Word is brought to you by Suzuki from Lifestyle Motors. Next on our list for what's going on, Mom, are we living in a hypersexualized world? Are we exposing our children to too much too early? Great topic. Love it. There's just, oh gosh, so many places we could go with this. So many places.
We'll be here all
So, yeah. So I'm going to throw that to you first, Ashley, because, I mean, as a young mom, I mean, do you have a take on this yet?
Well, I'm a bit nervous already because I have nieces and nephews, and the kind of things they be telling me, I'm like, what am I going to do when my daughter reaches this age? But basically, I think we just need to be open and honest, first and foremost, and we need to create an environment where our daughters and sons feel comfortable to come to us if they have any concerns, if they're in school and people tell them certain things and they feel uncomfortable about it, they should feel comfortable enough to come to us to say, Mom, so-and-so told me this. What do you think about it, you know?
Yeah.
I think we need to move away from it being as a taboo topic. You know what I mean? Something, we are all here because of sex.
Exactly.
We are moms because of sex. So let's not broach the topic. We need to speak about it. I think, as Ashley rightly said, you know, we need to create that safe environment. Don't write checks with our faces that we can't cash, because sometimes we can be like petrified to even utter the word, but it is a reality and it's not a bad word at all. We just need to kind of manage, you know, the conversations, because the thing is, if we don't have the conversation with them, it's not like long ago where you could go to a bookstore if you wanted to get access to pornography, for example, and you have to go and ask the cashier to get access to the Playboy magazine behind the counter. Now they simply pick up their devices and they could Google whatever
Search
they want to
whatever
get.
they,
So we need to be on top of things. So there's no more waiting until the child reaches a particular age, not even waiting until they reach puberty, because they are getting so much access to this thing. I mean, more
ads
than
just popping up, you know?
exactly. I mean, we were talking about it earlier, where there was a particular ad in this country way back in the 80s. I remember as a child, and we only had 2 channels back then. But your parents would say, "Take off the TV or switch the channels." Like, switch it to what? Go to bed, because they didn't want to talk about it with you. And what was it? It was simply a woman coming out or going to take a bath in a pool or something, and she was a
White
plunging white swimsuit. Yes, right?
I
And it
don't
was
know
all
about
sultry and the music and everything. So it was super. So it's not that we are exposing or hypersexualizing our children. It's happening all around them. You know, even now they want to start talking about these things in school, but I think that's a topic that parents should have the jurisdiction over speaking to their children about, not the school system.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought it up from the media point of view. You know, picking up their devices and things coming to them, although they may not be necessarily ready for it.
That's right.
Right? And so there's the media part of things, and then there's just the topic part of it, which is sex, right? So how do we broach that topic with our children and create the space for them to come to us? Now, for me, I can tell you what I did from very early on. I made my children, both my children, very aware of their personal space.
Definitely.
What is your personal space? And I feel as though growing up, we were forced to go and tell that auntie goodbye and go and tell that uncle goodbye and give him a kiss.
Hug and a kiss.
And give
And
him
your
a
child
hug.
would be crying and you would be like, no,
You
it's
have
respect.
to go do it.
Yeah.
And to me, I think our children have their own intuition. They have their own sense of what's right or wrong, what's in
what
my
feels
space.
safe exactly as what doesn't.
And I respect that respect that about them, right? So if it is that they want to say goodbye from afar, I'm okay
That's
with
fine.
that.
If
Don't
you're not
force them.
comfortable,
Yeah.
And then, of course, that goes further into you know, their privacy and that type of thing. Who can touch, who cannot, what it's for. And that was from the very tender age of 3. And some people may not agree with that. But for me, you hear
totally
about
agree.
such horror stories. For me, it's important to arm a child from very early on as to what's theirs.
That's right.
What's theirs. So that when it is that they enter the preschools and the schools and they start seeing these things on
what's
TV.
good, what's
and
bad.
they could come to you and
They
be able to
start-
say, Mommy, this is what happened
Because
at
mommy
school.
brought it up
Yes,
at
definitely.
home.
And not giving pet names to private parts and so forth.
Yes,
You know what I
Correct.
mean? We need to stop that nonsense.
Yes,
Call
agreed.
the private part the private
Exactly.
part.
Yes.
That way there's no misunderstanding. If the child is saying, you know, I remember one story I had read about this particular teacher in school that heard about, it happened abroad, and the child kept talking about the uncle likes to eat her cookies. The cookies weren't chocolate chip,
Yeah.
right? And that was because they gave her private part that name, Cookie. And it took a while before, obviously, he had to be imprisoned and everything
to
after the
connect,
fact. But we need to stop doing those things, call a spade, and just deal with the children. They're tiny humans, right? And our children are not like the ones from yesteryear, not even when we were children. It's a whole different ball game. They're born smart. They have a lot of wits
And they
about
have
them.
their
And
own
so we need to,
voices,
that's right, they have their own voices. So we need to let those voices be heard.
And I believe that once it is that we erase the taboo from it, I mean, they naturally are not going to be as attracted or affected by the topic anyways. I will always remember the first time that I went to France, right? So walking the streets of Nice at nighttime, and lo and behold, there's this huge poster of a woman and her boobs are out, right? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm like 24 years old. They're 2 boys.
Well, that was
they couldn't
me in
be older than,
Amsterdam.
they couldn't be older than 12. And I'm like, they're going to react to this.
That's Europe
and they
for you.
literally just kept walking by. Nothing
hot,
happened.
super cool,
So do you see how what we create of it is
The environment, that's right.
it's how they're going to react to it.
Definitely.
Yeah. What happened in Amsterdam?
Oh, when I went to the red light district and I just saw all the naked women, I was like, what is going on? I'm hiding my face and everyone is just walking by like normal.
But I really believe that, I mean, they're going to be exposed to things via media or their friends at school or
From
wherever
a much
else.
earlier age than we were.
Absolutely.
And so we need to get with the program and do what is necessary to arm them with the information that they need. Because if we don't tell it to them, they will hear it elsewhere and might be erroneous information. So we need to make sure that we, you know, we set it very clear exactly what is expected, what they can and cannot do. I mean, one of the things we can do, for example, is I don't believe in giving them devices at young ages.
Yeah.
I mean, why do they
Agreed.
need that?
I was just about to say that.
Why do they need that?
And even if they're using them, you filter what they can see.
Children
I
under the age
feel
of 2
like-
have no business on a device.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I
But
totally
yet still
agree.
we use it as a babysitting tool. I've seen parents, you know, not wanting to interact, or they're busy doing whatever because life. And so they give the children those things just to be quiet. But when you get them addicted to those screens, you don't know what's happening when your back is turned.
Yeah.
One rule I've always had in my home, and I would always share it with other moms that will speak with me, always make sure if you're not looking at television with them, at
you're
least you're an
listening.
earshot. Because some crazy things come up
Yes,
sometimes.
definitely.
Even on what we would call safe sites, things pop up
Even
from
the
time to time.
games, this
Yeah.
Roblox games, always some killing and
Yeah, so we need to be, that's another topic, violence. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
forth,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
another
yeah.
thing,
We'll get
but
there. We'll get there. Yeah, but there's definitely some desensitizing that happens in the little cartoons and everything that I've caught, and I've had to say, turn that off. And
Yeah.
Get off.
They're not happy with you, but it's our responsibility to be able to create a safe environment for our children.
And remember, when you're doing it that way and they get upset with you from time to time, that's okay. That means you're doing it right.
Exactly.
Because there will be a time when they will be our friends. But while they're in their formative ages and stuff, that's not time for friendship. I have to be your mom. I have to be your dad, as the case may be.
and they'll literally appreciate it.
They'll thank you
on
later.
in life.
Yeah, they'll thank you later.
Yeah.
That's me with my mom.
Yeah.
You didn't understand why she said no to going to spend the night by
Yeah.
anybody's
Yeah.
house.
All
There.
in an effort to
Protect you
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
of their love.
So as you see, we're going everywhere and anywhere when it comes to our topics. And again, we are definitely guided by what you share on CaribbeanMoms.com. You know, even hit us up on our socials. We're always willing to share with you and, you know, absorb what it is that you want to share with us. Yeah, so that's a wrap for what's going on, Mom. And don't forget, you can have your say on our online forum. Just head to CaribbeanMoms.com or leave a comment below. Right now, we're going to top up our takeout cocktails.
Well, I'm a mocktail girl.
Okay, you do that.
Well, Terry and I would be drinking.
Compensate for
Thank
the
you,
lack.
Ashley.
There you go.
Take a sip and move on to our next segment. If you want to find out about our takeout cocktails, all the info will be on Caribbean Mom's Instagram page. And next up, it's Ask a Mom. It's competition time. Thanks to our friends at Caribbean Bottlers, you could win this awesome takeout cocktail hamper with ready-to-sip margaritas in a box. It's gluten-free, sustainable, and handcrafted with 3 flavors. All you have to do is subscribe to our Caribbean Moms YouTube channel and answer this question in the comment section below. How many flavors in the takeout margarita range? Don't forget to subscribe and best of luck. Welcome back. So in our Ask a Mom segment, followers of CaribbeanMoms.com have submitted problems that need solving, and we've chosen one of those to talk about today. This person chose to remain anonymous as it's quite personal. We're going to call them Chanel. So let's hear what she had to say. Dear Caribbean Moms, I recently became a mother to a beautiful baby boy. And while I'm overjoyed, I've noticed lots of changes in my relationship with my husband, thus causing me stress and worry. Our relationship has always been strong. We spent lots of time together, shared laughs, problems, everything. Since the baby arrived, everything feels different. Our communication has become strained, and we often argue about small things. It's like walking on eggshells sometimes. Sex and intimacy are non-existent lately. I'm exhausted most of the time, and the lack of connection makes it worse. My worry is that my husband will look for it somewhere else, which would crush me. I need to know how I can reconnect with my husband while still being a great mommy to our baby boy. Thank you, Chanel.
Wow.
Okay. I felt that. I felt that
for
because I
real.
think we may have,
That's
I don't know, I might be speaking out of turn, but I've experienced it. I'm sure we all have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Transition is not easy at all. I think they really just need to sit down and have an honest conversation first and foremost. and see like where everybody's head is at.
Yeah.
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 I think also that oftentimes you hear people say we're about to start a family when they are going to have their children. But we must remember that the family started when you got married. That's the family there. And the children are a welcome extension of that family. So what tends to happen, I'm not saying it's necessarily the case with Chanel. But it could be that the baby has now taken over everything. And that means, you know, putting hubby aside. Now at the same time, hubbies have to be understanding as well. We spoke about it before. Your body goes through so much, and doctors say it takes a whole year, even two, in some instances, for your body to heal, right, and to recover. So you can't expect her to just be able to jump back into the sack like normal. It also depends on how long ago she gave birth. What's the age of the child? We don't know that much. But again, we talked about seasons as well. There is a time where she has to, all of you, have to kind of acclimatize to what's
And
new, the
understand that
different
everything is not
dynamic.
gonna be the same,
Exactly, it can't be the same. Things will change. You will experience a shift. It can be a shift for the better though, because it can bring you closer together. So you're going to have these sleepless nights where you're struggling. And I think sometimes as well, people try to live the way they were before the child came along, and that's not possible. It's a whole human that's now in the mix. You
There's
know?
definitely a level of acceptance, and this is where you are at in life
this time.
now. And now doesn't mean forever. You will get back to feeling yourself, and trust me, the connection will come back. But it's not going to walla-la-la-ling all by itself, right?
Magic.
You have to put in some work. You have to put in some work.
Yeah, you have to put in work. And
Schedule some date night.
exactly.
Don't take each other for granted.
There are definitely tools that we would have brought up even before this topic came up. Scheduling the date nights. If it is that you're exhausted, get your village. Get your village to buy you an hour or two during the day to get some sleep. Or even if it's at night time. I remember at some point, by the second child, I learned my lesson, right? And I got a nanny to help me. Luckily, at that point, I could have afforded that, right? But what that gave me was that peace of mind of a solid 5-hour block, because I used to wake up to nurse and then go back to sleep. The nanny used to put her back to bed, right? But just that 5-hour block, I could have zoomed through the day after that, right? Because there was rest. And when it is that you're rested, you're able to have the conversations to say, should we have like every Friday or every other Friday, we block out that time for us to reconnect. Yeah, and
it goes back to self-care.
Yes.
It goes right back to self-care.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't have to put pressure on ourselves in terms of reconnecting doesn't even need to be sex. If you're not feeling yourself just yet, understandably, and you're still healing, reconnecting could mean going out on a date over dinner. It could mean watching a movie and holding hands. You know?
I can give you an example. For example, again, people went running down.
Cooking dinner together.
People went running down to come and babysit for us because we had so many. So we used to have date nights at home. You just either order something from your favorite restaurant, or if I'm able to, we cook. And then the kids knew, the older ones knew, once we got the little one down, hey, we're having date night, the door is closed, don't come in. We sit down, we look at Monk, or whatever our favorite show was, and that was our time together. I mean, it might lead to a little something afterwards, but
I mean, 8 children later.
I mean, obviously, let's
take a sip of my cocktail for that.
It obviously let us something, but basically, it doesn't have to be expensive. I tell people that all the time. You know, my husband, he knows I'm a very simple girl. I think he really scored because I don't need flowers and diamonds and candy. And so forth. Basically, he knows my favorite things. And romance doesn't start for women, as we all know. It doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in the mind. That's right. Way before, baby. Right? From the morning time, you can start setting the scene for what has to happen.
Exactly.
And what's important as well, I think, is to remember what brought you all together initially. Did you all like playing board games? Well, play board games. Find that space. If you have to get a babysitter, I mean, if it is that you can't afford a babysitter, you get an aunt. You know, get someone to come and give you that space to be able to play that board game or take a walk around the savannah. Go grab a coconut water. Some of my best dates have been around the savannah. Costs $10 for coconut water, cheap date, and it's beautiful, you know? So there's just so many ways that you can find time to reconnect. So I would say, yes, self-care, find that time for you. You know, find the things that brought you all together in the first place. Get your village, plan date nights, right?
Be intentional about it.
Be intentional about it. And trust me, just hang in there, communicate all the way. You're going to get through this. As Niki said, it's a season, all right? And you're going to come out stronger for it. Okay, so if you've got a problem for us to help you with, you can post anonymously, if you wish, on CaribbeanMoms.com forum, or you can send a DM on our Instagram channel. We'll treat it with discretion, of course. And if you reselected, we'll do our best to help you out. Next up, it's a Champion Mom Makeover. To celebrate the launch of Mom's the Word, we ran a competition on CaribbeanMoms.com Instagram to find a champion mom worthy of a mommy makeover.
Woohoo!
Yes. Thanks to our friends at Tresemme and Parfour in West Mall. Earlier, we met our winner, Camille from San Fernando, and we took her for an awesome makeover experience. Let's meet Camille.
My name is Camille Paris Hines. I am a visual arts teacher by profession. So when someone called me concerning being or selected for the Champion Mom, I was elated because for me, I feel like I put my heart and soul into being a mom, into being a wife, into being a teacher, and that I give so much of myself to everyone else. And sometimes I don't feel the returns. Not that I'm looking for it, but genuinely I felt elated that, you know, persons actually saw what it is I'm about, who I am, and felt the need that, okay, we needed to appreciate this person and show her that, you know, being a mom is not just going 24/7, but you get a day for yourself as well. So I'm a mom of a 2-year-old. Her name is Sydney Hines. She is the most, how to put it, she has the biggest personality, the biggest character. I found out a week before having Sydney that she will be born with her left leg shorter than the right. And I told myself, I said, here's this. At the end of the day, this is your child. She's going to be born. You're going to have to face life with her. You just have to decide how you want to, you know, how you want her to face life, how you as a parent is going to treat it. I did not break down at that very moment because, you know, I said God wouldn't just put her in my life for nothing. You know, I am here for a purpose. I'm here for a reason. My husband and I both decided that hand in hand, we're going to do the best for her. We're going to create the best for her. It's not just about, you know, she having a disability or she's going to be held at disadvantage. Because I taught her, Sydney, here's what. You got to be confident. You got to be bold. And I, you know, kind of bring those words forward to her to let her know. And she doesn't look at it as a challenge because she has a prosthetics now, which we got from Trinidad and Tobago Orthopedics and Prosthetics. And they did an amazing job. And Sydney, you know, maneuvering this prosthetics, being able to walk is life-changing for me, my husband, and even Sydney, because she feels very rejuvenated with it. She feels like, you know, she has accomplished a goal. I feel empowered as a woman. I feel empowered as a mother. I feel empowered to empower anybody else because, I mean, yes, I'm always doing the most, and anybody that knows me can tell you that I'm a go-getter. I'm always busy. I always, you know, involved in something. But I always try to include Sydney in these activities. So being her mom is like basically winning a trophy. It's that trophy that's going to make you proud, that is going to make you feel as though, you know, you've basically made it in life. I am very excited because I've never done something like this before. I even called my sister last night, and my big sister, and I told her, I said, you know, I have an interview this morning and then I'm going to do like a full makeover. And I said, I think I deserve something like this. And she said, you really do. And, you know, let me know how it goes. Let me know how you enjoy it. So I'm very, very excited to be a part of this. Yeah.
Hi, welcome, Camille.
Hello.
Are you ready for your mommy makeover?
Yes, I am.
All right, so let's go right here. So tell me a little bit about your hair.
So I have relaxed hair.
Okay.
I also have some products in it right now. And that's about it.
Perfect. Okay, so Tresemme has plenty products for all hair types. So since your hair is relaxed, we're going to focus on the moisture. So we'll be using the moisture shampoo and conditioner.
Okay.
After that, we're gonna blow dry your hair and give you a nice flat iron and style you up. Then you're gonna do your makeup with our makeup artist, Darius.
Hello.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Hello. Nice to see you, Camille. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
Good. You look awesome.
Thank you.
So this is just part one.
Thank
So now we're going on to part two. Hair and makeup done. Now it's time to outfit you. So let's go shopping. My favorite sport.
Thank you.
Let's go. All right. So you want something in pink?
Preferably.
Preferably. So
Yeah.
let's see what we can find in pink. What about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this one?
I like it.
Okay, so this is cute. Feels really nice, very soft. Feel it. Right. So this is one. You get that? This is lovely. I love this.
Yes.
I love this. The right accessories. We could even think we buy the accessories.
Yes, that makes sense.
We can. I like this. And it has pink in it. Thank you. All right, so let's go in. Yeah? This is very bright, but a little short. And how do you feel in it? The color is really popping. It really is popping. Woo-wee! You look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
Feel great.
Awesome.
I feel like, you know, a queen for today.
Awesome. We're a queen every day as a mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like I feel extra
Extra
because
special.
normally I do everything for everybody else, and you know now I was treated so good all day today.
Awesome.
So-
Awesome. And I see we have pockets.
Yes.
Pockets are a big deal. Hello.
It is.
When you have a dress with pockets, it's something. So this is fantastic. I'm so happy you were pleased.
you. I
You
am.
look absolutely lovely. The color, you got your pink and everything
Yes.
in here, which is beautiful. You look stunning, Camille.
Thank you.
Congratulations on winning.
Thank you.
And all the best on your mommying adventures.
Whoa, you all saw that?
She looks amazing.
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 Makeover. Wow.
So beautiful.
Camille, you look incredible.
Yeah.
And you are so deserving of a special experience. I mean, she truly is a champion mom.
Definitely.
For real. Totally dedicated. Yeah.
If you or someone you know is deserving of a mommy makeover, keep a lookout on CaribbeanMoms.com social channels. And next time, it might just be you. Well, that's all we have time for on our very first episode of Mom's the Word. We, I'm sure, I mean, can I speak on behalf of us all? Yes. We had such fun bringing this to you and hope you enjoyed it too. For now, it's goodbye from Niki.
Bye.
Goodbye from Ashley. And it's goodbye from me, Teri. Until next time, Mom's the Word. Don't forget to subscribe to Caribbean Moms YouTube channel for more awesome content by moms for moms. Subscribe now.